doing the letter K. It is a trickier one. In fact, this used to be my least favorite alphabet letter to draw. However, because I disliked it so much, I made an intentional point of practicing it more, and now I actually love it. It is quirky. You can add a lot of personality. You can play with it a lot. I like to break the rules on the letter K, especially on the script and a calligraphy style, so I will talk to you about that when we get there. So the important things for the letter K, we have an arm and a leg coming off this stroke. Your upper stroke is going to be slightly thinner than everything else, and it's going to be shorter than this bottom leg. And that just helps it feel balanced because it is kind of a funky one. So when you are studying this letter and practicing it, just pay attention to where my arm, for example, comes below the median line and the X height. And then where you attach the leg, I kind of think of almost a diagonal line like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but something close to that is what helps achieve visual balance. So with this one, I tried to keep this stem and this leg about the same width, and then this arm is slightly thinner. All right, so let's go ahead and draw the letter K, and then we'll talk about the script. So I'm gonna make sure I'm on my practice sheet. Again, you can grab these free in the caption and on the blog. So I am going to start, just like with most letters, adding a bit of weight to the downstroke, the main downstroke first. And then I will go ahead and close those off, like that. And then I'm gonna keep it thinner for this arm. So we'll start smaller, and then you can always add weight to it if you need to. I'll cap that off right at the cap height, fill that in. And then what I like to do is add a new layer and grab a different color, let's say pink. And then I'm just gonna take that line that I drew the same width as my stroke and kind of shift it over here. And that gives me a good starting place for achieving a good width. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom like that and like that, and just try to keep my angle the same. And then I can get rid of this, close my shape off. And that looks pretty good. So if you wanted to make this arm a little thicker, you could, but it does want to stay relatively thinner to look nice and balanced. And then you're going to add serifs on all 4 parts of this. However, there is something I like to do to make it look a little more visually balanced. So on the main stroke, I do the same thing. And actually, I'm going to go on a new layer so I can duplicate. So I'm just going to do a small overhang on each side, add my serifs, and then I'm actually going to swipe left, click duplicate, click my arrow tool, flip vertically, and slide it into place at the bottom. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch those layers to merge them down. I'll drag and drop color, click continue filling, and then fill those all in. And then of course I would refine those more, but we wanna talk about the key points here. So this is what I'm talking about over here. It gets a little funky because of these angles, right? So what I really like to do is make sure this is very smoothed out. So your angle is just a little different. See how nicely swooped that is? And then this one ends up being a bit more aggressive, but it ends up looking nice. And then sometimes if it comes out looking too long, that's where your refining always comes in. You can shorten it up to whatever looks more visually balanced. So same thing for the bottom. I'm gonna draw that line up and then really kind of keep a smooth swoop off the leg. And then that one is a little more aggressive. And then I'm gonna check that this is way further out, right? So I can, again, bring that in more and kind of refine it so it looks a little more balanced. So that's the little details you keep playing with until it's right. So that looks pretty good. The lowercase k, exactly the same, only we are stopping our upper arm right here at the X height. And then this is coming not quite center, but almost center off of that. So practice drawing those two. Okay, so what's interesting about the letter K, when you draw it, you have a downstroke, an upstroke, and a downstroke. When you draw it in cursive and calligraphy, it is more all downstrokes. However, I really like to break the rules on this one because I like a thick stem and then thin arm and leg. However, the way I drew it up here, I thickened them ever so slightly on the downstrokes just to achieve some balance. I also drew the letter K instead of drawing them both like this. I drew a more classic style K just so you could practice both. So you can see we've been doing very high contrast script letters this whole time. So that means a really thick downstrokes versus thin upstrokes. But usually we've been leaving our thin upstrokes just that single monoline width of our brush. So initially I would have had it be just that thin. I basically added one more stroke next to it. And then on this one, I capped it here and had the curve be that super thin part. Same thing here. I just added a little bit of width through here and here, just to kind of make it feel a little more balanced and less uneven. However, like I said, I strongly prefer to break the rules on this letter and have a thick downstroke and then thin arm and leg. So kind of play with that, maybe draw it in a few different styles and see what you prefer. But as far as like the basics, for this one, the leg tends to come out of the middle. But for the uppercase, and if you were to draw a lowercase more like this, you do have a little space right here. But it is similar in structure to the normal letters, even though it's a script. All right, it is a tricky one. It might look weird at first, but practice it until, like me, you start to hate it less and you learn to love it.